55 is the new 62. A growing number of seniors are retiring early at 55. In fact, 1/3 of seniors that were surveyed recently indicated that they plan to retire early. And here's the thing, among Gen Xers, 51% plan to retire at 55. But here's the question, what happens to your Social Security benefits when you retire at 65? What about Medicare? And how do you cover your healthcare costs when you retire early before Medicare kicks in? And where can you retire early at 55 and live a comfortable life? Those are some of the questions I am going to be covering today. My name is Kwame Kwade. I am an entrepreneur and personal finance expert. For 15 years, we've been helping seniors get the retirement benefits they deserve. We started with websites on Social Security, Medicare, food stamps, and others. And now we are adding video content. I'm also an adjunct professor. I teach finance at one of the most prestigious universities in the United States. If you are new here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We do appreciate your help and support. And as always, I want to know where you are watching this broadcast from. So go into the comment section and let me know your city and your state. But let's dive in. Retiring at 55 is the new and growing trend. And there are many reasons why. So let's find out why. Surveys show that 1/3 of workers dream of leaving the workforce by 55. This desire is especially strong among younger generations, with 51% of Gen Xers expressing a goal to retire early. The traditional retirement age has crept up to 62, but the idea of early retirement is gaining popularity thanks to movements like FIRE, which stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. Many are inspired by stories of financial independence and the freedom that it brings. Early retirees are often motivated by the promise of better health, more time for travel, and opportunity to pursue hobbies or new ventures. So retiring at 55 allows people to enjoy these activities while they are active and healthy. But there are financial considerations. Achieving retirement at 55 requires significant foresight, high savings rate, and disciplined investment strategies. Those who succeed often start saving early, live below their means, and plan carefully. So how does this work? While only 11% of Americans manage to retire between age 55 and 59, this means that most people plan carefully if they want to join this group. Retiring at 55 means you cannot access Social Security benefit until age 62, which is the earliest you can claim benefits, which means that you are going to wait for 7 to 12 years without this crucial source of income. 12 years because you may be waiting to your full retirement age, or you may be waiting at least the minimum age by which you can claim Social Security, which is 62. This period must be funded entirely from your own resources. So the period between 55 and when you start claiming Social Security at 62 or later, you have to fund that gap. Medicare coverage does not begin until age 65, 10 years later, leaving early retirees to find alternative health insurance for up to a decade. Private insurance, or COBRA, can cost between $700 to $1,500 a month, significantly impacting your budget. So this is something you have to take into consideration. To sustain a $60,000 a year lifestyle for 30 years, assuming that's the average retirement or that's what you desire, you would need at least $1.5 million saved, assuming a 4% withdrawal rate. Many financial experts recommend even more to account for inflation and unexpected expenses. So that is kind of the lay of the land, but there's so much more to this than just the Social Security and Medicare piece. So let's talk about the Social Security trap. Claiming Social Security at age 62 instead of your full retirement age, which is 67 for some people, results in a permanent 30% reduction in your benefit. This lower amount would affect your finances for the rest of your life. Once you pick Social Security at 62, you are stuck with that amount for the rest of your life. You have a small window to be able to change your mind, but after that, it's set in stone. Retiring at 55 adds at least 7 years of zero earnings to your Social Security calculation. So let me explain this, because this is the most important thing you need to think about if you're retiring at 65 and you plan to claim Social Security. Your Social Security income is calculated based on the best 35 years of your working life. If you stop working at 55, you are restricting that period, and may end up with less years for them to pick from. Or you may have years where they only have 0 because you didn't work for the full 35 years. So retiring at 55 adds at least 7 years of 0 earnings to your Social Security calculations, which is based on your 35 highest earning years. These zeros lower your average payment, reducing your monthly benefit by $300 or more. Many people earn their highest salaries in their 50s and 60s, and missing these years can significantly reduce your Social Security. So the assumption is that when you're in your 50s and 60s, you are at the later stage of your career where you're earning the most money for most people. And so by retiring early at 55, you are cutting some of that late high income period from your Social Security calculation. So for example, if you earn 50,000 annually for 30 years, instead of 35, your Social Security benefit will be reduced by 14%. That is not small, but that is not huge. But you have to think about that. Retiring 5 years early or even 7 years early could dip into that. Now, let's talk about bridging the Medicare gap. If you retire at 55, COBRA allows you to keep your employer's health insurance for up to 18 months, but the average cost is $700 per month for individual coverage. This can quickly drain your savings if you need coverage for several years. Now, the Affordable Care Act, you can get plans that cost around $13,900 per year at age 55, but subsidies may lower it if your income falls below $58,000. So planning your withdrawals to stay under subsidy threshold can save you thousands of dollars. Now, some countries like Portugal offer public health care that costs up to 60% less than private US insurance. This can make retiring abroad financially attractive option for healthcare alone. And then there's healthcare savings accounts that can be used tax-free for premiums, deductibles, and prescriptions, helping bridge the gap until Medicare starts. Maximizing HSA contributions before retiring can provide a valuable safety net. Now let's talk about retirement savings that are under siege right now. The IRS allows penalty-free withdrawals from your current 401k if you leave your job at age 55 or older, but regular income taxes will apply. This can be a helpful bridge, but you must manage the withdrawals carefully to avoid running out of money. So if you retire at 55, you can withdraw your 401k without penalty, but you are going to pay taxes. And then substantially equal period payments, otherwise known as SEP, plans allow penalty-free IRA withdrawals, but you must stick to a strict schedule for at least 5 years or until age 59 and a half, whichever is longer. Any mistake can trigger retroactive penalties and interest. And then you have to factor in market volatility. Retiring during the market downturn can have devastating effects on your portfolio, as withdrawals during bear markets lock in losses. A 4% withdrawal rate may not be safe if your investment lose value early in retirement. And then if you remember 2008, retirees who left the workforce in 2008 saw their portfolios drop by 30%, forcing many to cut spending or even return to work. This highlights the importance of having a flexible withdrawal strategy and a robust emergency fund. Now, there are some psychological effects of early retirement. About 42% of early retirees feeling depression or loss of purpose after leaving their careers. The sudden shift from structured work life to unstructured free time can be challenging for some people. Early retirement can lead to reduced social interaction, as many friends or former colleagues remain employed. If people are working and you're retired, it's hard to keep up and engage with them, because when they are at work, you're free. When they're free, you're at work. So it's important to keep that in mind, that retiring early could have some social isolation issues. And then there's one more year syndrome. Nearly 68% of people approaching retirement delay their retirement plans due to fears about market performance, stock market, or running out of money. This anxiety can cause them to miss out on valuable years of retirement. So they keep pushing retirement because They're afraid that they'll run out of money, and so they keep kicking the decision further and further. Studies show that part-time work or volunteering can reduce mental health risk by up to 57%. Staying engaged in meaningful activities is the key to a happy retirement. Now, let's talk about retiring abroad. You've probably heard a lot about this. I did the research and I have some ideas for you to consider. So, there's cost of living advantage to retiring abroad. Countries like Thailand offer a comfortable lifestyle for as little as $1,500 per month, compared to $4,500 in the US, which is 3 times higher. This dramatic difference can make your savings last even longer. But then there's healthcare. Private health insurance in Costa Rica costs around $200 per month, compared to $700 in the US. Many countries may offer high quality, affordable healthcare to residents. And then there are tax incentive in certain places. Panama taxes only local income, allowing you to keep more of your retirement funds, while places like Portugal offer a 10-year tax break for foreign pensions. These incentives can significantly boost your net income. And then there's the safety net consideration. Malaysia, they have the Malaysia My Second Home visa, requiring $100,000 in savings, but guarantees long-term residency and access to affordable health care. This provides stability and peace of mind for retirees. Other places to look at, let's look at the list of 12 destinations for retirees where you can retire comfortably. Let's start with Portugal. With a monthly cost of $2,500, Portugal offers a golden visa program with low crime rates. However, housing costs in Lisbon have risen by 40% since 2020, so consider smaller cities. Costa Rica, for $2,200 a month, you get a pura vida lifestyle and political stability, but bureaucratic delays can be frustrating. The country's pensionado program is popular among retirees. And then you have Mexico. Living cost is much lower, on average $1,800 per month, and proximity to the US is a big plus. However, safety concerns persist in certain regions, so choose your location carefully. And then Panama, with $2,300 monthly budget, you benefit from a dollarized economy and a pensionado visa, but the climate can be humid and uncomfortable for some. The country is known for its expat-friendly policies. Thailand, at $1,500 a month, you can enjoy affordable healthcare and beautiful beaches, but language barriers can make daily life challenging. Expats often settle in Chiang Mai or Bangkok. And then Spain. Living in Spain costs about $2,600 per month with access to EU healthcare, but there is a wealth tax on assets over 700,000 euros. The Mediterranean lifestyle is a major draw. And then let's talk about Malaysia. For $1,700 a month, you get an English-speaking community and modern amenities, but strict drug laws are concerned. Kuala Lumpur and Penang are popular expat destinations. And then let's talk about Ecuador. With a $1,400 monthly budget, Ecuador offers diverse climate and low expenses. Though infrastructure can be lacking in rural areas, the country has a growing expat community. As you can see, the sunlight is coming into the room. Colombia, a $1,600 budget gets you a vibrant culture and affordable living, but safety varies widely by region. Medellin is a favorite among retirees. Greece, at $2,100 per month, Greece offers a golden visa and rich history, but economic instability remains a risk. The islands and Athens are the top choices. And then Vietnam, ultra low cost of $1,300 a month, attracts many, though frequent visa renewals are required. Ho Chi Minh City is a popular expat spot. And then Uruguay, for $2,000 a month, Uruguay is stable and safe, but its remote location can make travel to the US challenging. Montevideo is known for its high quality of life. So let's look at some of them at the deeper level. I'm going to look at Portugal and Mexico. Tax breaks. Portugal's non-habitual resident regime offers a 10% flat tax on foreign pensions for up to 10 years. This can result in a significant savings for US retirees. And then the healthcare system. The public healthcare system covers about 70% of costs, while private insurance is available for as little as $100 a month. Both options provide access to quality care. Rents in Lisbon have increased 40% since 2020, making some areas less affordable. So consider cities like Coimbra and Algarve regions for better value. And then there's a huge community support. Portugal has a large and growing US expat community with 100,000 Americans living there. English is widely spoken in major cities, making it easy to live there. Mexico. Mexico's proximity to the US allows for quick travel and easy access to family and friends. Expats benefit from strong support network in popular areas. But there's safety concerns. While some regions are affected by crime, expat-friendly cities like Lake Chapala and San Miguel are considered safe. It's important to research and choose your location carefully. And then Mexico's IMSS public insurance costs about $600 per year. But long wait times and limited English-speaking staff can be a drawback. Many expats opt for private insurance to ensure faster service. And then let's talk about the tax trap in Mexico. After 183 days of residency, Mexico taxes worldwide income at rates of 30%. Proper tax planning is therefore essential to avoid unexpected liabilities. So this is a summary of all the locations I've talked about with their major pros and cons. So we have Mexico, Costa Rica, Portugal, Panama, Thailand, Spain, Malaysia, Ecuador, Colombia, Greece, Vietnam, and Uruguay, all with their positives and their not so good things that you have to consider and factor in to make your decision. Now let's talk about Medicare. If you live overseas, what happens with Medicare? There is no overseas coverage. Medicare does not pay for healthcare outside the US, leaving expats to rely on local or international insurance. This can be a major consideration for those with ongoing health needs. Double up. Many expats keep Medical Part A, which is premium free, to maintain coverage for visits back to the US. This strategy provides flexibility in case of emergency. So if you're living abroad and there's an emergency, at least you can come back to the US and your Medicare Part A still works. But there are global plans. International health insurance such as Cigna Global costs around $250 a month and covers care in over 180 countries. These plans can bridge the gap left by Medicare. And then if you plan for permanent return, if you move back to the US, you must enroll in Medicare within 8 months to avoid late penalties. Failing to do so can result in higher premiums for life. If you're going to do this, there are cultural things you need to think about. Language learning. Spend 6 months learning Spanish or Portuguese can reduce feeling of isolation by up to 80%. Language skills also make daily life and integration much easier. And then building a local support network. Joining expat Facebook groups or local clubs help make friends and find resources. And these communities can provide valuable support and advice when you need it. And then food. Eating local cuisines can save you money with meals in Thailand costing as little as $3 compared to $15 for imported US brands. So don't go live in Thailand and want to just live at McDonald's. Then there's no point. You're not saving the money on food, because if you eat the local cuisine, as you can see, it's $3 compared to $15 if they are bringing the food from the US to you. Red tape. About 23% of expats return home due to unexpected bureaucracy or paperwork. Hiring a local facilitator can help you navigate these challenges smoothly. And then there are tax traps you need to be aware of. The foreign earned income exclusion allows you to exclude $126,500 of income per year, 2025 limits, if you live abroad for at least 330 days. This can significantly reduce your US tax bill. US citizens must report foreign bank accounts with balances over $10,000 or face penalties of up to 50%. Staying compliant with the IRS rules is crucial for expats. And then Portugal's endgame. Portugal's NHR tax breaks are set to expire in 2025, so acting quickly can secure years of tax savings, future retirees may not access these tax benefits. So if you're planning to go to Portugal and live there, this is something you have to act on in 2025, or you will not get access to that tax benefit. And then Panama does not tax foreign income, and its pensionado visa requires only $1,000 monthly pension. This makes it one of the most financially attractive destinations for retirees. So if you're going to pick a place and income is a factor, Panama only requires you to show maybe Social Security or your own income of $1,000 a month. So if you are retiring at 55, Panama lowers the bar for you to be able to afford to live there, because all you have to show is $1,000 in monthly pension. So if you have it in your 401k, your IRA, you're good to go. Now, let's look at US healthcare versus healthcare abroad. Heart surgery in the United States averages $150,000 compared to $27,000 in Costa Rica and $15,000 in Thailand. These savings can be life-changing for retirees on a budget. Dental implants cost around $4,000 in the US, but only $1,200 in Costa Rica and $800 in Thailand. Many retirees abroad travel abroad specifically for affordable dental procedures. Health insurance premiums are $700 on average in the US, while in Costa Rica is $200 and Thailand is $150. Lower premiums frees up more money for you to spend during your retirement. An emergency room visit could cost $1,500 in the US, but only $120 in Costa Rica and $75 in Thailand. These differences highlight the dramatic cost savings available abroad. And I've put that in a table for you to see how the US healthcare costs compare to Thailand and Costa Rica in those specific areas that I gave you. So let's talk about the final. How are you going to do this? What do you need to do, or how can you get started if you want to retire early at 55? Well, run a test before you do it permanently. Before making a permanent move abroad, rent for 3 to 6 months to see if you like the lifestyle. This trial period can help you avoid costly mistakes. Ensure you have at least $3,000 per month in passive income from Social Security, pensions, and investment. Reliable income is essential for stability and peace of mind. And then an emergency fund. Keep up to 6 months worth of expenses in a U.S. credit union or bank for easy access. This fund can cover unexpected costs or emergencies while you live abroad. And then plan for the cost of moving back to the U.S., including shipping belongings and securing housing. Having a clear exit strategy provides security if your plans change. If you go abroad and you don't like it, you have to think about what are you going to do when you come back and how are you coming back. So key takeaways: retiring at 55 offers more years of freedom, but requires meticulous planning and discipline. The financial risks are significant, but the rewards can be life-changing. Living abroad can reduce your expenses by over 50% and provide access to affordable healthcare. However, cultural and bureaucratic challenges must be considered. And then there's a Social Security sacrifice. Working even a few years longer can increase your Social Security benefit by 8% per year. The decision to retire early has lifelong financial consequences. So how about the hybrid option? Some retirees use what they call geo arbitrage, living abroad temporarily to stretch their savings before returning to the US. This flexible approach can offer the best of both worlds. So let me know what you think about living abroad. Let me know what you think about retiring at 55, even if you want to live in the US. This is a growing trend among seniors. As I said, 1/3 of seniors want to do it. So what do you think? Are you planning to retire early? What are the things that you're considering to make that happen? Let me know in the comments section below. You can use an online calculator like the firecalc.com to stress test your retirement portfolio to see if you can do it. Contact a professional to help you plan all of this. And then you can join communities like, the Reddit group Expat Fire with over 300,000 members can help you get world insights of people who are actually there living the life that you want to live, and get insights from them, and consider all the other bureaucratic things that you have to take into account before you move abroad. And if you're retiring early here, then it's even better, because then you understand the environment and you know what you need to be able to live to make that happen. Now let's talk about Medicare. If you're turning 65 in a few months or you're currently on Medicare, let's talk about some money saving tips. Right now, did you know that 90% of all seniors are in the wrong Medicare plan? Well, that's because there's over 20,000 Medicare plans nationwide. And finding the right plan that for you, your budget, the coverage you need, and making sure that you are in the limits of that specific plan, restrictions, all the options that they have, the cost can be overwhelming. That's why 90% of seniors are in the wrong plan, and it can cost you money, $300,000 during your entire retirement for a couple on Medicare. And it can affect your health because if you need something and you realize that that particular plan doesn't cover what you need, or they've even dropped your doctor from the network, those can be frustrating times for seniors. And so we have partnered with an organization that can help you for free. They are an advocate for you. It's Chapter Medicare. They make Medicare simple to understand so that you can choose the best plan and use your Medicare. Now, these guys are experts. One of their co-founders actually wrote the book, a leading book on Medicare, and their whole goal is to make sure that you understand the coverage that is available to you and compare it to traditional Medicare so that you can make an informed decision. And one of the reasons why we went with them, one of the reasons why we picked them is because they don't push their licensed agents to push specific Medicare plans. They are there to advocate for you. They are not trying to sell you something so that they can get commission on it. And they can save you a lot of money, $1,100 per year. And when you call them, you're going to be speaking to people like this. This is directly from their website. These are real people that you're going to be talking to, and they'll help you, show you the detailed options you have in your local area, including which doctors, specialists, prescription drugs, and hospitals are covered by which plans, what co-pays you are going to face, and then they'll help you compare all of that to traditional Medicare. So these guys are the real deal, guys. Call Chapter at 539-205-217 today. You may have a very small window to make a change or to enroll in Medicare if you're turning 65, or you can go to the website askchapter.org/insider and they can help you. Now, they're highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, A+ rating, tons of five-star reviews you can find and read for yourself online. And as I mentioned, they can save you $1,100 a year on Medicare. So call them now. And finally, if you want to keep up with everything that's happening in and out of Congress regarding your benefits, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, any personal finance issues that affect seniors and their benefits, sign up for our newsletter. Go to our YouTube channel. Go to the top of the page. You are going to see a link. Click on that link. Put in your email address, and we will keep you updated in real time on everything that's happening that could impact your benefits. So that is all I have for you today. Until I see you tomorrow on the next video. Thank you for watching.